That's my secret.
Why are you here? Because of the center?
The cult's spreading all over the world. At first, I thought it might be the communists, but they're having trouble with the cults too.
It's not ideological. There's some kind of psychic force involved. It's affecting people with high susceptibility, getting into their minds.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about something very interesting that I found right after I created the Batman is Evil video. I suggest you check that out video, but it's not even coincidental. I'd say there's no such thing as coincidence. I think God led me to find this video clip right after I found a video clip on, it's about the best, someone posted on YouTube the best top 10 best animated Batman moments, and one of them was from a scene from the Justice League The New Frontier, and I guess the very next series of it. And honestly, personally, I don't like the actual drawings. You could say that Justice League Unlimited, their animations are inferior compared to Japanese animations, even the most basic ones, but we're not going to get into that. I'm just going to talk about how I found in this one episode, Batman is seen fighting a bunch of cultists that are about to sacrifice a child in a church. Now, one of the characters is John. He's like a shape-shifting alien from another world, and he's impersonating a police officer. So he's busting into this church, and we can clearly see it's a church from the beginning. When we see him at the door, we can see two crosses symbolic of Jesus Christ on the sides. Now, as he enters, we actually see him view a bunch of these, I would say, Satanists. They're attacking Batman, which is something I would love to do myself personally. But anyway, so I just want to reinforce how Batman is a figure set up by the elites. I want to tell you guys that the elites, they control our realm, and that ever since the beginning of time, these elites have been following a certain belief system, and that belief system is about worshiping a certain deity that involves blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. And they've been doing this for millennia, but Jesus Christ is the truth and the way, and that's the only truth. God is there, and that's the actual truth. I'll talk to you guys soon about the actual history of everything, but Batman is actually a figure. He's actually Hades. All the superheroes are actually Greek gods or ancient pagan gods, and they're symbolic of those ancient gods. And Batman is Hades, and he has horns like Satan. And Satan actually represents probably most of every single deity and character we see in modern day fiction, because he loves to be worshipped. And he takes on many names. He has thousands of names. He takes on the name Sophia, the mother goddess. He takes on the name Pan, and he takes on the name Lucifer, Satan. Batman, he's Superman. Actually, he's the X. He is 666. He is so many things, so many names, and so many names I don't even care to talk about. But the point is that he's always portrayed, and lightning. He's lightning too, but he's always portrayed in our face, and he's always portrayed as a hero amongst children. And we see him here busting into this church, fighting these Satanist cultists, kicking their asses, and this stuff happens still today, to this very day. And that the true history of man is that God created the earth 6,000 years ago, and he made Adam and Eve. They taught all mankind everything. Man spread out. They were starting to get advanced and amazing and beautiful. And then angels in heavens, after Satan's fall, he probably influenced them to be corrupted, and then they watched man and lusted after the women. They came down. They stole women, impregnated them, and they demanded to be worshipped like gods. And then they were building all these sorts of like pyramids and all this stuff, like, and statues to be worshipped. And they had big wars, and they were devouring humans, and they had Nephilim, half human hybrids. half demon / angel, whatever the hell you want to call it. And after that, God said, you know what, forget it, I'm going to flood the world. He flooded the earth around 4,400 years ago. Archaeological evidence proves, and geological evidence, and so much more evidence proves that the earth is stationary, not moving, and that there was a worldwide flood. You could find seashells on mountains and deserts with ocean fossils, and also layers in the earth that prove that there was a flood that sorted heavier particles by density and lighter particles at the top. And this is just common sense, but these stupid idiot scientists are always trying to mislead us with advanced, over-complicated nonsense that doesn't make sense. But anyway, after that, we started coming into existence, and it's always the same thing. These elite ass cunt people. I hate them. I wish I could grab them by their throats and strangle them, but that's completely against my complete religion. I can't do that. But I'm just gonna say that it just pisses me off that these people exist. That there's always these rich elite people that get affected by these evil entity spiritual forces. So this is exactly what happened. Okay, so during the medieval times, right now the world is controlled by the Illuminati, the secret societies. All these stupid countries, they want to act like all these countries are against each other, but it's really they're all working. The governments are all working together, networking. But they always act like the country. They make us think the countries are against one another, and they raise us in school teaching us bullshit and saying like, oh, that the royal families have no power in real life. They're just figures. But actually, in actuality, they have all the power. I know that the royal family, the English royal family, has all the power, and the Vatican, and probably the Russian families, the Chinese families, the Saudi Arabian royals. I don't know what other royal families in the world there are, but Kazakhstan or some shit like that. Just search the Illuminati main country. I think it's something like that. But anyway, these royal families, they pretty much conquered the world in the 1800s. And monopolized every industry afterward, and set up the education system, and they set up America. They founded America, and they used secret societies to control everything. Even Winston Churchill was in part of it. He's the one who he knew that there was going to be an airplane attack from Japan to Pearl Harbor, but he didn't tell anyone. He let the attack play through so that the Americans would get involved, so that he could fulfill the Balfour Declaration. Just Google the Balfour Declaration. These sacrifices have always happened since ancient times, sacrificing children to Baal. Like, people would take their children and sacrifice their babies to altars of a golden, like, false deity, and his hands would be outstretched and burning hot, and they would place the baby in the hands to sacrifice them. Oh my god, that's horrible, yo. This clown, Batman, he's violent, he's vengeful, he's vigilante, so he's anti-authority, and he's anti-gun, so he's completely a tool for the devil. These elites, they pretty much, during the 1600s, they built 1500s even, I would even say the 14 to 1200s, they had these huge giant telescopes they built. Giant telescopes in their castles. They would look up into the stars and they would say, hey, these stars are weird. They're actually like strange things. They're not what we thought they were. So then they had to think of a scheme. So they started saying, hey, you know what? I'm just going to be straight with you guys. The stars I'm just going to say the stars are not what they're telling you guys. The stars are not what they're telling you guys. I have video footage on my channel of what stars are. They are not what the elites, what the mainstream shows you. They are lying about everything. Okay, use your brain and think about it. They are lying about it. That's not what they show us. So then they said, okay, we got to think of a plan, and they thought about the whole heliocentric model, the whole ball Earth lie, and they thought about the whole countries and bullshit wars and stuff lie, and made us think that we're all warring against each other, just like they were keeping us as peasants in the old days when they were living in castles. They're doing it now. And how they figured this was that they figured out that there is a God, and they want to hide him because they think he's actually an evil God, and they actually believe that there's actually a realm outside with other more powerful gods, and that God is just like a lesser God, and that he's an over control freak, and they want to destroy him and break through this barrier that's keeping us in here and become God. Because during the Cold War, Russia and America started firing nukes at the dome firmament barrier, and they couldn't break it. You can even see video footage of them launching nuclear warheads at it, and you could see they're hitting some barrier they can't penetrate. Use your brain. Okay, think about it. Think about where the implosions are going. They're actually spreading to the outward. They're actually spreading outward when it hits. Something's being impacted there, and they can't break it. So then after they thought, shit, 179 countries currently have signed the 2030 Agenda Treaty. Look into that. Many countries have signed the Antarctic Treaty. No country can go to the Antarctic. Why are these countries agreeing to this stuff, but they don't agree to the most basic shit for us? Something's up here, okay? I've looked into this for many years. I'm telling you guys, I've looked into this for many, many years. And what I found is that the elites are working against us, scheming against us, networking to fuck over humanity and enslave us all. And they're using media to trick us. And here they're using what I like to call truth in plain sight, where they're showing a satanic ritual of human sacrifice, and they're showing it in a children's cartoon, and they're saying, hey, look, this is just a cartoon, this is bullshit. And look, they're doing two birds with one stone tactic here. What they're doing is they're making Christians look crazy, and they're making this shit look fucking impossible, like it would never happen. This is what this shit, this type of stuff, satanic stuff, is so blatant now, but it would never have happened in my time, because in the 90s it was so subtle. It was super subtle, but now it's blatant. Now it's completely blatant, and all the people who watch the old 90s stuff, they're grown up and they're freaking in La La Land and their fantasy world, and they're completely not even paying attention to what their kids are watching. But I am, because I don't know, I'm different. I don't have a life. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you guys that these Satanists, they don't even know that they're Satanists. Like, they're straight up... Sorry, I'm just messing with my keyboard right now. I have a beautiful keyboard right now. Beautiful. Thank you, God. God can bless you in many ways, guys. Just trust in Him. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so I'll fix something right. But anyway, they show Batman, the hero, saving these children from these Satanists. And again, they're linking Christianity and Christians with this satanic cult, because they're showing them doing it in a Christian church, because I could see there's a statue of Jesus Christ crucified to a cross, and I could see because the nails through his feet. Outside, I told you about the crosses. So this could lead people to think, hey, Christians are crazy cultists. And also, Batman is made as a hero, which, I mean, I really love Batman. I think he's a hero, but again, he's gonna be used to subtly disarm, make people think that guns are super bad, which in a naive mind, in a perfect world, yeah, they're bad. But again, once you disarm the whole world, who's gonna take over? The government with the guns, right? The evil government that they've been planning the whole time. They're gonna create martial law, and even he was agreeing. They even had an episode in Justice League Limited where he was agreeing to martial law, but you can look into that in my last video. But anyway, this is not about that. This is about the satanic rituals, and again, these satanic cults, they've literally they have so many branches, so many secret societies, so many different types of groups, like the Vatican or the Freemasons or the Satanic Church straight up, and they always act like, oh no, he's just a symbol, we don't even worship a god, he's just a symbol for freedom. Then why are you guys doing everything opposite of the Bible, right? Why do you guys worship a freaking goat-headed freak? And then their creature, the Satanic Church, has a symbol with children. He's always close to children. He has an erection, and he's like a goat-headed androgynous. He has breasts and a penis, and these two children, a boy and a girl, are right beside him. He's like the character Pan from Pan's Labyrinth. Exactly what I was saying. He has so many different names. Thousands of names, ancient names that I don't even know. Baal is one of them. And they would sacrifice children to Baal. Sophia, the mother goddess Sophia. That he's tricking a lot of New Agers with that name. Mother goddess Sophia. Listen to this. The government is going to use the New Age nature green movement to gain power and control over us, because they're going to say, hey, you want to protect animals? Okay, we're going to make a law so we can't eat a certain amount of meat per day. Or they're going to say, hey, you want to protect nature? You guys can't go into the forest anymore to protect the nature. For 10 years, you guys can't go there to let it regrow. Imagine that. It's going to happen, guys. Or they're going to say, hey, we're going to create an air tax. When you breathe air, you got to pay for that. They're going to do stuff like this to fuck us over. It's not to help nature. There's enough resources out there. The lie about overpopulation, the resource scarcity, that's such a huge lie. That's another video completely in itself. But I didn't even want to get deep into this. I went really deep actually into this. I guess that's how I live, eh? Deep in a hole where no one else can follow, because none of you guys will ever understand me. Except for God, through Jesus Christ. Peace.